There's two things I want to speak about. I don't know about teams whose friendlies are not televised. I can't really speak to what we saw with them. But in terms of the games that we saw over the weekend, we watched Kaizer Chiefs go over to Yanga, and then also Banyana played its first match versus Sweden. So we're going to start with Kaizer Chiefs, and then we're going to move on to the match that Banyana played. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for those whose teams don't command television audiences, whose teams don't command SuperSport going over to wherever and getting the rights. Anyway, enough of that. So, I hope you guys are all good. I hope everybody's happy. We'll start off with this game. So, Kaizer Chiefs played in Mwananchi Day, which is Young Africans' curtain raiser game. They bring in the fans, they show them the new signings, they bring in a team, they play, everybody's happy. It's a great celebration. So we played there as part of our first preseason game, or the first big one. So in terms of the game itself, there were a couple of players who weren't available. Keegan Dolly Dupriya, Yanga Chivavairo, I think Wandile Tuba, and one other was not available to play in this match. So the starting lineup looked like this. The starting lineup was Kune in goal. Then we had Simango and Ditlokwe in the centre-back roles. We had Udove playing his natural left-back position. In the right-back, we had Kwineka. In the middle, we had Castillo and Mart behind Tanzani. And then on the wings, Modi was on the left, Potsane was on the right, and then in the striker position was Usaile. So, guys, this was the first time we could glimpse, maybe, kind of, what Molefi Ntseki was going to do, is going to do for this team. Obviously, a big talking point has been, how is he going to coach? What are his tactics? What is he going to bring to Kaizer Chiefs? Yada, 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 all of that stuff. So now we finally got it. And I'm going to talk more about the first half, because I feel like once we got to the second half, it was a free-for-all. It was anybody could play. Let's get everybody out on the pitch at some point. Neredala, Kemiaya, Jose Mazibugo. Merci beaucoup. The 208, right? Because we had so many midfielders out there and not necessarily any structure. So in the first half, what we saw was Modi was very busy. He was very busy. I don't want to comment on whether he was effective, but I know that he was busy. He came out and they gave him a lot of the ball. It seemed as though we were favoring that left side. So the left side was where we were attacking. Dove, of course, at left back, and then Modi up the wing, right? So it's an interesting tactic because we saw him put in 4 or 5 crosses. First post, Potsane was playing a winger come striker because we weren't doing anything on the right-hand side. And it was very interesting to see, because my worry is Modi will play that, and then once we get into a pressure situation, we're going to go back into a helicopter football, and we're going to see wild crosses being thrown in. I'm not judging anything for today. It's not really judgment today. It's to look at what is going on the pitch, right? Msimango and Ditlokwe as the centre-back pairing was safe. I don't think they did too much wrong outside of the goal, where it seemed that the whole defense was following each other, didn't know where to go, and there was opportunities that opened up. I think Castillo is going to be a massive player for us. Castillo is going to be a massive player for us in the middle, because he's got the physicality that we've been crying out for. We wanted a DM, a defensive midfielder. We've said that we want somebody who's going to come in and really hold down that midfield and give the more attacking guys room to go forward, but also give the defense a bit of cover. So I think Castillo was incredible. Hardly lost the ball. Very strong on the ball. They couldn't really take it from him. So I think it's going to be amazing. And because he was playing so well, you saw Mart play in a sort of box-to-box 8 type of situation where he was pushing up because he was very safe. He knew that behind him, man, Konumuntu, who's got him covered. So that was very good to see. But like I said, it's preseason. A lot of the guys are not match fit. This team has not played together. You can see it. And there were a lot of players that were out. you know Abu Toli are favorites of the team, so they're probably going to come back into the team. And we'll see what's going to happen. Saile and Mdantsane were my two players that let me down the most, but I think it's more because the type of football we were playing was essentially bypassing the midfield. So we didn't really care about the midfield as such, or to ask the ball to be played through the midfield. We had gone wide on the left and gone through. It was only after Dove got injured that we actually saw other guys progressing the ball a little bit, passing it into Abo Marta, Abo Mdantsane, having them play the game. So it's going to be very interesting. Guys, I'm going to open up the lines now. Please remember, you have to be following me in order to join my panel. I know a lot of you are going to say, hey, Chiefs. But guys, at the end of the day, we all got to watch the match. I cannot speak about the friendlies of other teams because they haven't really been showing them, and they're hard to find. Although I do know that Pirates, I believe, is still unbeaten. They played TS Galaxy today, so we'll see how that goes. They went to Europe, came back, did very well. Sundowns drew with KAA Gent, Belgian team, and then I'm forgetting the team that they played with now. But yeah, so guys, I'm going to open up the lines. Please feel free to join me if you'd like to chat about this quickly. Okay, there we go. Agent 007 SA, my brother, how are you doing?
I'm good. You're just starting war in the morning. I mean, it's morning. Why are you fighting?
Who's fighting?
You are fighting us. Why? We are doing things undercover, man. We're doing things undercover.
So, did you watch the match? I think you were with me on Saturday.
Yes, I was with you on the live. Yes.
So I know you're not a Chiefs fan, but having watched that game, what were your general thoughts?
Yes, I think before I go to my general thoughts, I just wanted to say something,
Okay.
Bit controversial before I start.
I
think
don't start with controversies here.
No, I'm just passing. I'm not saying anything. I'm just passing. I know the case is still sub judice and the sentence is on Friday, but I'm just wondering that I even forgot there was a sentencing and the guy has been found guilty. And Lodge.
Oh, Lodge.
You see, you have forgotten. You see, you've forgotten also. And parents were brazen enough to take him on tour. Yeah. I think that means, he's going to get a suspended sentence, And if that's the case, what message are we sending, when we're fighting GBV, Or is it another case of deep state, that we always talk about the football mafias, Because if he gets sentenced to prison, then it doesn't reflect well on parents. Why take someone on tour when he's not going to be playing the whole season? So I was just putting it out there.
I'm actually going to speak about it. Let me add it. I'm going to speak about it tonight. I'm going to make that the main topic for tonight. So we're going to speak about Lodge and the circumstances around him, but also like Greenwood, Mendy, those type of things. Let's make that tonight's topic. Anyway, what do you think of this match?
I think I'm just saying this as a football fan.
Okay.
Not a Sundowns fan. I think, let's be honest, I think Scop and Donor worked for Chiefs, guys. So I don't think it's such a bad football if this is what Ntseki football is all about. Because what I saw was, in possession is for something around 4-2-3-1, and when you guys are building up, you guys push your full wings to the midfield, and the center backs do overpass or bypass the midfield and go to the strikers, So I think when we take out the technicalities of it, this is just javelin football that you know of Chiefs, of recent, So I don't think there was no tiki-taka football that you guys were calling for, And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it was worked before, The problem with Middledorp was that he was too stubborn. Sometimes when you're playing against lesser position, you must be able to string 2-3 passes, and So I think maybe that's the football that I saw, and it's not a bad football at all. I think, like I said, it just needs perfection and being able to say, you know what, we can't always play javelin football. Sometimes you have to play it around, Like in the second half, even though it was mixed masala, you guys were able to string 2, 3, 4 passes together, That's another tactic.
So do you think as Chiefs fans, we just need to be getting honest with ourselves and say, guys, there's the helicopter football got us number 2 that 1 year under Middendorp. We've been playing helicopter football for a while. Maybe this tiki-taka passing the ball around isn't necessarily for us.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Paris fans have accepted that their coach is a result football. We don't know what football he plays. He just, as long as he gets the results, he's satisfied, And I think I was impressed by Castillo, good. I think he's a proper DM. And even though you're saying Pulemude was busy, I think he was impressive in my opinion. He was very impressive. Good link-up play, I think he's something what we wish Sehoana could be, busy but waiting, not just busy and doing nothing. He was busy and and composed. And I think I'm worried about, is it your left side where Warmer and Khanye plays? I think I mentioned this on the stream that you guys need a replacement there, because Warmer was N1, and you know how lazy and Khanye is. After, like you're saying, after Warmer left, Chiefs played better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last point on that, on the overall view, is is besides the game now. This is the first game. I think it was wrong of Chiefs to play such a high intensity ball, friendly, as the first warm up game. You guys should have played, maybe a township rollers first. Some games, Polokwane City first, so that you can get the players up to fit. Because you saw injuries of Warmer and Lekau, Yes, but those are muscle strains, because you guys have not been playing competitive football, and gymming and training is not different from a full game, from a full friendly game, and one of the most hostile atmospheres in Africa, So I think that was wrong from Chiefs management. And also what you see from friendlies, especially the first ones, is first game, first half is a different team, second half is a different team, I don't know why Chiefs took until 60 to 65 minutes when this was their first game. It was a high intensity game, and that was you guys begging for injuries. So I think I was disappointed by that. Okay. But otherwise, I'm okay with Ntseki, guys. Let's see what he does.
Okay, says the Sundowns fan. It's fine. Let me bring you in. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Hola, Outing, Bengalele panel lapho.
Uyibukele le game?
Yonke, from the first minute to the last minute.
What do you think? General thoughts.
You know what I saw? What I saw kule Kaizer Chiefs Motsepe, Ntseki. It's the same Kaizer Chiefs I saw that lost 1-0 to Cape Town City last match of the season. Okay. It's the same Kaizer Chiefs that I saw losing 1-0 to Sekhukhune United last season. Like whenever they are down to 1-0, they can't. There's no element of like we wanna attack, we wanna score. Yeah. Like whenever Chiefs it's 1-0, like Guti Chiefs, they are not gonna score. They were not creating any chances, guys. You must be honest. They were not creating any chances. Yeah. And they were looks like like they were just overloading the right hand side. I saw them overloading the right hand side. So the way they were playing Kaizer Chiefs, I expected them to play like Iborala Pants, but seems like they're still playing helicopter football. And now we have more short players in our starting lineup. Kaizer Chiefs. Look at Abo Mtanzana, Abo Modi, Abo Potsane, like Abo Mdu, Abo. Those are short players. You can't expect to play a long post. Even Umatlasi came in, and I saw Ungobo playing a long balls to Matlasi. I remember Matlasi was playing as a winger in Katis Chipe Umod. They were playing a long pause. So I was like, Chiefs, should this is the style of play take Kaizer Chiefs, a long pause. But how like things how do you expect some short players like to play that type of football? Because it doesn't suit them. Like now they just sold Caleb. I would understand if there was Caleb and Miyana there, but they were just playing a long pause. As for Tanzania, yes, these are new players, but I felt like Tanzania, the role that is gonna suit more Tanzania is just playing Tanzania as a playmaker, a 10.
Okay.
Play Tanzania as a 10. Because seems like uyakwazi ukudlala ibhola laphansi. So I felt like Ntseki that doesn't understand the term pre-season friendlies. Like he came there to the match. Seems like he was just coaching. He was just doing a cut and paste from the football that Atazon was doing last season. Like Ntseki seems like he was just doing cut and paste. There's no special thing there. The only thing that was special about that team is new players. And now, if Kaizer Chiefs is gonna continue with the same way that they played last season, these new players are gonna get influence, and then they're gonna play the same way. Like you saw the way they played. Abom Tanzania, now Modi. Oh, yes, Modi was playing, but it was not enough because of the way they were playing. Seems like they were told to play high balls, press there. Don't like the way they play. And Futi, I am very disappointed. Uhlanti came in there as replacement Gadove, and immediately those guys scored. And Uhlanti was supposed to cover a left hand side, but he didn't. I saw Uhlanti instead of man marking that guy, Uhlanti was running away. So I was like, no, if it is to play maybe the whole football and say, yes, we do understand is still the first match for Kaizer Chiefs and I'm listening to
how much change can we expect? Because Ntseki has been at Chiefs longer. Well, Ntseki has been in the technical team, the top one, longer than Atazwan. So how much can we expect to change? Because are we going to see the same things? Because Lento Bebayenza the last few years. In any case, are we asking too much to think there's going to be a change?
No, we have to because of. This is Kaizer Chiefs. Chiefs left here to Tanzania. They were supposed to show Iyanga FC that they are Kaizer Chiefs. Guys, Iyanga FC is not bigger than Kaizer Chiefs. They are not bigger. They are not on the same level. Chiefs is bigger, but Chiefs came there. They were like fearless. Like they went on a holiday to Zanzibar. As for Ntseki as a new coach, yes, we expect him. We expect to see him Ntseki football. We expect to see the new style of play, the new philosophy being introduced because of this is pre-season. But now it's just proving us right, which is not the right coach for Kaizer Chiefs. Guys, this is pre-season. Like Ntseki, like you were supposed to try something, even a goal, like try something, show us something special about going to the next season, show us what to expect. But it's just like they came into that match like, you know what, we are just gonna play the same way we did last season. Like for instance, even if Iyanga had a man down, maybe had a red card, Chiefs were not gonna score. Chiefs were still not gonna score that match. The way they were playing, I'm not convinced. There's something needs to happen. If Chiefs, Molefi is gonna play 10 games, Chiefs, and it's gonna play this way, I'm telling you, then they must show him the door. Because I'm not convinced. Yes, it's the first match, but you are not convinced. Like the first match, you need to show us. You need to show us something, prove something to us. But it didn't come to the party, man.
No, Nyaguza. I'm just looking. I quickly just looked over here to the comments. Yes, Banyana is the second topic, and then we're going to speak about them. It's over here, because this is the topic ticker. The green one is the topic ticker. Senzo, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm good, OT. How are you, my man?
Nah, Kishap. You were with me. You were with me over the weekend. Now that we've had a time to think about it, sit down and reflect on the match. What do you think of this match and the performance we had?
I think more than anything, it shows Ntseki's ball, or whatever you guys call it. I don't know why people say Ntseki's ball, because Ntseki has proven he does not have any type of tactical awareness. If people are saying Chiefs were playing long, I don't know what Chiefs was playing. I watched 90 minutes of that game. I don't know what Chiefs were doing, because if you're saying long ball, when was the long ball? When did Saile get a long ball? When did the defender? When you're saying tiki taka, when did they play tiki taka? If you're saying Modi did attacks on the left, and we can give him that. Castillo shows his class. We lose a player like Castillo if we can't, give him the quality that he needs around him. We won't see the good of him if we don't put the right quality around him. And then you tell me about Mpotsane. You see, Mpotsane is one of the worst signings Chiefs have made this year.
Okay.
You sign a player who's had 115 games in the Premier League and only has 5 goals. 5 goals, 15 assists. That means that every 3.5 games, this guy is having an engagement on goal. 3.5 games. That is rubbish. And I don't know how you put him in the starting lineup and then you say you want results. So you can see Ntseki is one of those Lokshin coaches that slangana, weekend, and he's just putting names according to, okay, this guy's name, I know it. Let me put him on the starting lineup. This guy, I know it. Let me put him on the starting lineup, because that squad was not benefiting anybody. I heard agent talking about we should play long ball, but who are you playing long ball for? The players we are signing do not suit long ball. So who are you playing long ball for? It just shows that Chiefs are very disjointed. And I hear what you even said it during the weekend, that we don't worry about the first game. We should be very worried about the first game. If this is preseason, and we can't even see 2 or 3 passes, let alone a chance at goal before the halftime, it means Chiefs are in very big trouble, because we're not playing opposition like our fellow big 3 opponents. Sundowns is playing European competition. Also, Pirates is playing European competition. We're playing teams from Tanzania, which Marumo Gallants lost just by chance. By chance. Marumo lost by chance. Marumo's the team that got relegated. So if we can't even put a step to Yanga, and they were playing 2 different teams, it just shows that the Chiefs is really, really in a dark place. And I hear people saying, let's not be negative, it's only the first game. Yeah, it's fine, but I've grown up in a house where when it starts leaking, you fix the leak. You don't fix it when it starts flooding, So what we saw from Ntseki, he was standing the whole game. I don't know why Mobus was patting blood pressure. He should sit down because there's nothing else he's doing. I would love if Ntseki is so confident that, like, I had his interview that was supposed to, if he's that confident, can he post that book he was writing in? Can he post what he was writing on those notes?
So do you think that we're heading more into what we saw last season? Because for me, I don't think it. I think Ntseki is part and parcel of what we saw last season. So expecting that to change is not going to happen. What do you think of that?
Honestly, I agree with you. But let's be honest, Ntseki wasn't doing anything. We can say a lot of things, but Ntseki wasn't doing anything. He was just collecting a paycheck and with a nice title, because who did he develop? Let's not talk about Mfundo Villagas. That player was hot before he joined our academy. Let's not talk about Mduduzi. He was hot before Ntseki came. So what has he done to the development to get the job at the first table? That's why automatically there, I don't even see. What I do see is that we thought we were burdened when we had Zwane. I think we're gonna actually, we're gonna appreciate Zwane. And if I'm right, and people can save this live, Ntseki is going to get fired, and Zwane is gonna be told to be an intermediate coach. That's why they kept Zwane, just in case Ntseki doesn't do it. When are you still here and you've already done it?
Sidebar. Did you see that? On the pre-match, that form you fill out when you give in the team sheet, it says co-head coach Zwane and Ntseki. Just by the way,
that's what we don't know as Chiefs fans and as soccer people, that Ntseki is more of your admin guy. Maybe he knows how to run things admin-wise and whatnot. And maybe he speaks a good word. Maybe he's like your Julius. He can sell you dreams, But to be honest, Ntseki doesn't know soccer. We saw it during the World Cup when he had an array of stars. I mean, the World Cup, the team we had, the team that we had was world class. It's just this man doesn't know what to do, and expecting him to fix Chiefs, which needs a life jacket or something. I really, guys, I'm sorry, but even my girlfriend was watching and she went to go sleep at halftime because she was like, "Are you calling me?"
It's a Faguroni, Maronza. Hey, what a sense. Maronza, welcome to the show, my brother Unchan. So then I know Skulma ngama match a televise wayo. Angazi lawa amanye.
No, I hear you. No, man.
Well, did you watch the game?
Okay. I did, man.
Tell me what your thoughts are.
You know, Chiefs last season they were saying they were rebuilding or they were building, right? They had a problem of finding a coach. The only solution was Ntseki. They brought him in.
Yeah,
a person was there for almost 2 to 3 years or so, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's going into his third year.
Third year, right? So we cannot call a rebuilding anymore because we're talking of somebody who was there. You cannot say, as much as they say the house was linking, you already knew that Unembo was somewhere. So we're talking of somebody. We're not talking of a new person coming from Germany. We don't know and all that. We know we're talking about somebody who was there for 3 seasons, know the problems in and out, you know, who sit in the boardroom all the time. You understand me? I'm disappointed in one thing. You were bringing new players, which didn't show anything. You know, that's the first thing first. New players supposed to show up, raise their hand to say we're coming here to play. I feel most of the players that came into Chiefs recently, they came because Chiefs is struggling, and it was their only opportunity to come to Chiefs. They are not Chiefs material, most of them. That is my take. With the game the way it is, because if you come in as a new player, you're supposed to raise your hand to say I'm here. Do you understand me? I won't go to Pirates and talk about Pirates. I want to talk about Chiefs. So you raise your hand, and then you have to show us that you're coming to play. You're coming to make a difference. Yes, let's give him the chance. Let's give Ntseki a chance. But within this preseason, we're supposed to see something. Even if it's like the first game or whatever, we're talking of professional players here. We're not talking about guys who come from Ekas and all that and then bring them to Chiefs. We're talking about professional players, people who are playing week in, week out. You understand? They're supposed to show the difference. That is my take. How do a team in the preseason only have one shot after 50 minutes? It doesn't make a sense.
And it's not even on target.
Yeah, even reaching the dangerous places, you take over 50 minutes to go there. It is uncalled for, especially for a team Chiefs caliber. It is uncalled for, and I don't understand why. You understand me? How did that happen? You take 50 minutes, honestly speaking. That's uncalled for. And another thing that I'm blaming now, I'm blaming the management. They were looking for a coach. One coach, and they lose that coach, and then they have the second option, which was Ntseki, and then after that, they delay the process of the preseason because of that. Now, if we check now, Chiefs is going to play one game at Botswana, I think next week on the 29th, right? And then come back, then the league starts.
The following
week,
Sundowns
the second game. So you understand me? They're not prepared. Let's start there. And the first 10 games, it will be hassle for Chiefs. It's either we give them time, because the first 10 games for them, it will be preseason. That is my take on this one. First 10 games, it will be all 5. Let me give them 5 games because it will be preseason for them. And if you can check in those 5 games, they have Sundowns within that games. And then other teams already, they were playing tournaments and all those things, top 4, all those things. There's so many things that they were doing. I think Chiefs management this time around, the flop of the team, reason being the preseason is too late. You bring in players that are free agents. Chiefs must stop signing free agents. They must go and take somebody out of his contract and bring him to show that he is what he is his quality. You understand? He's struggling. fight. Every team is fighting for him. You cannot fight for somebody like Botzan who nobody's even looking, is not even in the books of anybody looking for him. That is my take. You understand me? The Mobi, they went there on their own without their agents.
Mod, yes.
Yeah, and then I'm saying if Chivairo come back, they'll go back to Atazwanis football, going to play alongside on the sides, coming back to the box. That's what they're going to do. That's the only thing. That's the only plan that they have, because they don't have a preseason. They didn't have a preseason, and I'm saying that, you know what? It is because of the management. Management, they are focusing on other things, not focusing on the team. You understand?
Yeah.
I think they don't know how to run the team anymore. That is my take on this one. So the only player that I'm impressed with in that game, it is Castillo or whatever.
Yeah, Castillo.
I think that guy, he has something about him, something special about him.
Is he impressive, or is he just match fit?
Yeah.
He's the only one who's match fit.
Yeah, I think maybe it's because of match fitness. You can say that, but there's something about him. But if he's not being complemented by good players, then he will disappear within the field of play. That is my take. Another thing that I'm looking at is Chiefs. They don't have a goalkeeper. To be honest, they don't have a goalkeeper. Somebody, yes, they have a goalkeeper and Khanye and all that, but they don't have somebody who specializes in playing. You know, like who can make the team tick, play from the back and all those things. They don't have that specialty. I think they needed to add a keeper also within the preseason. So I think that is another mistake that they did. And then somebody who's going to marshal and maybe complement Castillo in all those things. That is my take. So I think when you check the assembling of the team, it is wrong. The preseason is wrong. They're not fit. There's so many things that were happening at Chiefs, but I don't know. But I feel Chiefs first 5 games, it will be their first preseason. That is my take.
No, here you. Sabelo Mbadwa, thank you so much for the gift. Let me read some of the comments here. Pitso says, knock, we're here. Can you talk about Chiefs? Yeah, how Chiefs, Mara. We were televised. Disappointed in African teams in the World Cup. I'm gonna come there. I'm gonna come to that thing, KG. Just hold on. I wasn't happy with Tanzania's performance. They had a structure, especially in defense. It's not the time for judgment. It's time to find balance. Modi was doing the things we needed. We needed Botsane. We needed Botsane to do. Botsane is a shadow of himself. I think any centre-back pairing will play well with Kune between the sticks. Lodge, Greenwood. Okay, yeah, we're going to do that. Young Zwane played better than Castillo. Excuse me. I guess Chiefs must try sign Bongani Zungu because our midfield needs experience. Dove doesn't have the speed for the left. He should fight with Ditokwe for left centre back. Mdu should be loaned out. Ntseki likes experienced players. Let's see. It's the first game we're able to watch of preseason. Let's calm down. Another season of no trophies for us, says Usmanga. Yes, Chiefs is in a dark place. Chiefs played better during the last 20 minutes. Gents, no, I disagree with all of you. But for it too, the players are new and it's a new coaching style, says TJ Malaza. Chiefs fans are a problem, says Malume Kuto. KG says, plus it's new players, new team away, and full capacity, so that's going to be a factor. Ntseki is on the front page and Zwane is the whole management. Is everything wrong? Are you not going to play in Botswana? What happened to Serero? Okay, Agent 007, I've got 2 questions for you. Somebody mentioned that Ntseki seems to prefer experienced players. And it's something that I brought up a few weeks ago where I said that my worry is we're signing all of these guys and we're bringing in all of the older players and we're going to sideline a lot of the young guys. So, for example, Abu Shabalala, Abu Banbani came in the second half where seemingly it was a time where nobody cared anymore about the match. So do you think that this is going to impact the youngsters at Kaizer Chiefs, number one? And then number two, on the issue about preseason, how come and why haven't we played more games? And why are we not doing like Chiefs, doing like Pirates and Sundowns and going to play in Europe, going to go play quote-unquote better competition? Why is that? Those are my 2 topics that I want to discuss now quickly.
I think let me start with with the last one.
Okay.
I joked with Ronnie that, I think we should call you guys Wrong FC, because I mean, like Ronnie was saying, from the get-go, you guys got it wrong, you know. I'm sure by January, the league was gone, everything was gone, you know. I'm sure someone somewhere had the feeling that, you know what, Zwane is not good enough.
Okay.
You know, by then that's when you start the process. Okay, fine. Let's identify our coaches. 1, 2, 3. These are our 3 options, you know. We're going to speak to this person, this person, this person, you know. And by the end of the season, you guys have made a choice, right? That I want to go to this person. Now, the problem becomes, if you look at what big teams do globally, is we don't just interview one coach. You guys will just interview Nabi, you know. And when Nabi said, I'm not having Zwane as my assistant, you guys, you know, couldn't do anything. You had to resort to, I don't know if it's a backup plan or what, but was some plan out there which was not in the original plan, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's where it got it wrong. You guys should have interviewed 3 coaches. Maybe one of the coaches was going to say, okay, fine, it's fine. I don't mind working with him, you know? Because the problem with any coach who works in Africa is they watch PSL and they have friends in PSL. So obviously when you have friends in PSL, they'll tell you, you can't have Zwane as your assistant. He will sabotage you, you know?
Yeah.
But a coach from Europe, I don't think he does or dwells on that nitty-gritties of things, you know? So I think that's where you guys got it wrong. You guys delayed, like when you were saying, to get a coach, and that impacted your preseason schedule. And I think let's get this right, you know? Chiefs is no longer a football club. Chiefs is not a football club. It's a business, you know. It's strictly a business, you know. They're focusing on business. It's all about the books balancing, you know. That's why they're always after free agents. That's why they're always after cheaper options. That's why, you know, they would go to a player and say, man, you'll be playing for the biggest team, you know. Leave your agent, you know. And I was seeing a funny newspaper in the morning, which says it's called Sokazelle or stuff like that. I'm sorry to his viewers, but there's a funny newspaper. It was saying something along the lines that Sundowns outmuscles Chiefs to get women, you know, and reliable sources are saying women is going to Amazulu, you know.
Amazulu, yeah.
And you ask yourself, how can what is it? Amazulu outmuscle Chiefs, you know? Do you guys need a player like women in your team, you know? Because I don't think Sikebe and Marit are that player, you know? You can't have double sixes, you know? You can't have double eights. But you have double eight, you saw it didn't work with Marit and Sikebe. So you guys are assuming you're going to have only Castillo as the sitting CDM, you know? So you must need ball-playing players. So women was a good option, you know? And again, the problem with Chiefs is, again, you guys are taking players past their prime. I think Potan is a player you guys should have got 3 years back or 2 years back, not now.
Is this gonna what impact is that gonna have on the youngsters?
Yes, coming back to that was your first question, the youngsters. You know, I'm always of the view that if you're good enough, then you're ready enough. You know, if you look at what Eric Ten Hag is doing at Man United. You know, youngsters have to be at that level, you know, for them to stake a claim, you know. Last year, around these times, Man United fans were in awe of Zidane Iqbal, saying Zidane is such a good player, you know. And a year on, he's been sold, you know. So, youngsters should be introduced in a systematic way, in a way which protects them. You know, they shouldn't be thrown down the deep end, you know. And I like the way, say what you may about Pep Rulani. He knows how to manage young players. Look at what he's doing with Mabena. Look at what he did with Mailula. Mailula was the shining light. He took him out of the spotlight, you know, to protect him, you know, because once you play a player like that and he doesn't perform, look at is Shabalala and the other one? What's the other one? Zwane. Zwane played good first games and then he went off and you guys continue playing him, you know, and that didn't do him any favors, you know. Now people are saying he's not good enough. So I think signing experienced players is not a bad idea, you know. It's a matter of saying, I'm going to give young ones, you know, here and there. That they should be competing with the senior players, but I must introduce them gradually, you know. They're too young to handle the burden of Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs is such a global team, you know. So I think that's my view.
Okay, no, I hear you. Ilgala, same 2 questions to you. We're signing these guys and it seems like they're going to be starting. It doesn't seem as though Okay, it's very early, but from the match, it seemed as though Ntseki doesn't really care about the youngsters that much. Ufake laba basha, that just arrived and pretty much put on the other guys when it was lit. Are these youngsters going to get a chance to grow, number one? And then number two, with the friendlies, we haven't played enough preseason games, and we see our peers, quote unquote, our peers, the Sundowns, the Pirates, are going overseas to go play better opposition. Why is it that Tina Shabalala and also it looks so unorganized?
You know, ngaruqala ngale ama-preseason friendlies, ne?
Yeah.
So what happens ukuthi I was watching, I'm gonna just make this example, ne?
Okay.
I was watching KZN Premier's Cup yesterday, and I was surprised how Imazulu was playing there under coach Franco from Spain. Those guys were just scoring for fun. Like you could tell that coach is there not just to add numbers or just to. But you could see their style of play. Like for the first time, I saw Ethan Brooks alive. Like Ethan Brooks was one of those players that used to perform. But for the first time during their tournament, I saw such players as Ethan Brooks alive. So that shows that their coach is there not to play and is making sure Uguti is going to implement his style of play. That's what only Ntseki should be doing Kaizer Chiefs when it comes to our young stars. But now we know Ntseki, the way he's going to change Kaizer Chiefs is the way he did Bafana Bafana during Ntseki. The way we didn't have our young players as much. We had those about players coming of age. So it's one of those things there because of now you could see Chiefs only just played younger, and then the next match I'm gonna play Township Rollers. Like they should be playing more matches now. We should be expecting Chiefs maybe by now they should have played more than 3 matches or 4 because of their Kaizer Chiefs. But it seems like they are not focused on that one. Like seems like they are focused on their jersey, they are focused on other things rather than putting their players out there like to try and like the players need to understand the style of play. The players need to understand themselves because of now you have new players coming in, right? You still have Abamodi. Yes, Abamodi used to perform go Gordon Arrows. You have Umtanzana. Umtanzana, we tried signing Umtanzana, I think it was 2021. So now Umtanzana is there, Kaizer Chiefs. The right thing Ntseki should be doing now is by not giving, like, whenever you just sign a player, so that player is guaranteed now to play. The same players that we had last season are the ones that are supposed to make it hard for new players to get into the starting lineup. They need to perform in a level where, like Abupule Modi will be like, you know what, I can't get into the Kaizer Chiefs squad. I need to prove myself. Yeah. I'm gonna make a quick example about Andy Dechal. Sundowns, they signed Andy Dechal and Abolibis, but they kept them go bench. They didn't just put them because of this. During that time, they had Abuchan Mabunda and Abukekan. And then whenever the time came, they start putting Andy the child because of they could see whenever they introduce Andy the child, he's starting to understand the style of play, Sundowns. Same way Egypt should be doing. That's why I feel like they still need more friendlies before playing M28 because of if this is the way Chiefs are gonna play, then Kaizer Chiefs are gonna have a huge problem going to M28. Like I won't even be surprised if Kaizer Chiefs gets beaten by Cape Town City first match M28 first round up. I won't be surprised because of the way Bona Benza Ngakona is into they don't show that seriousness. They don't show that like the performance young alone enough for me. I'm convinced alone with this is the way Chiefs are gonna play. I'm not convinced that Ntseki is gonna change anytime soon. It's gonna change the tactics. I'm convinced with the tactics that they played with these are the tactics Chiefs are gonna apply to DSTV Premiership, M28 and maybe Netbank. I am convinced that Ntseki is not gonna change. It's gonna play this way. It's gonna introduce all players there. It's gonna still play Uhlanti. over uMashiane. Is still gonna play is still gonna play Utumelo Nkuna over Bruce Bavuma. This is the season where Kaizer Chiefs should be playing Bruce Bavuma in goal. Leave Utumelo Nkuna, leave Pitso. Just bring in Bruce Bavuma and bring in Ungcobo. You see, so yes, we do understand ukuthi they just signed uTihloko no give him Simang, but give Ungcobo a chance. Ungcobo the defender, give him a chance, and then play him no give him Simang, and then eventually we still have another quality centre back, but not so good now because of it just signed uTihloko, and now we owe him ama matches, we owe him first 11 in. Those players, they need to start on the bench first before they even make it to a starting lineup. They need to start with bench. Yes.
Okay. No, ngiyakuzwa. Senzo, the two questions. Why is our scheduling so often behind, and why is the quality of our preseason not at the quality levels of Sundowns, the Pirates who are going overseas to go play, who are playing quote-unquote better opposition, number one, and then number two, with all of these guys coming in and a lot of them being considered starters, what is that going to mean for the guys at Chiefs, the younger players at Chiefs, who maybe this should be the season where they should be taking over, if that makes sense?
Firstly, I think let's not. Jessica Motaung is doing a really good job at Chiefs. For her to find a sponsor for us, who's going to pay us such money, like even more than Nike, is a brilliant thing. Chiefs is still running like a well-oiled machine, like business-wise. I just feel like Chiefs don't have a sporting director, someone who's going to lead the team where it's supposed to, and it's starting to show. You know, when we lost Nike, it showed that Chiefs is losing that status as a big club. Okay. I know a lot of people, a lot of Chiefs fans are gonna say still a big team. Chiefs is not a big team because preseason you have to talk to the other team and say, hey, we want to play you, and then the other team will be enticed and say, let's play each other. So for Sundowns to get that caliber of competition is because they can back it up and say, we've been in the CAF semi-finals, we've won the league 5 times. That's why Gang could listen to them and say, okay, let's play you. Let's see what you guys can give. And then you take Chiefs, even if you take them all over Africa, I don't even mind them staying in Africa to play, but playing a caliber of competition like Ahly, Wydad, Casablanca. You know, we have big teams in Africa that he can play, but they're not appetizing. Even if you get a big team, they're going to say Sunshine 5. So that's why it's difficult for Chiefs to get big teams, because big teams are not interested in playing them. And this is preseason, so they want to prepare the best way possible. Chiefs is not the best way to prepare. So unfortunately, we don't see it as fans because we still have, it's our team. But truth of the matter is we are not a big team anymore. And that's why big teams all over the world are not interested in playing us. Or even if the Vodacom Challenge was still here and Manchester used to come, I'm sure they would play their third team. They wouldn't even play. Maybe the old Crocs would play us. You know, that's how bad Chiefs is. So I hear what everyone's saying, but we don't have. Even if we try to schedule, who's going to want to play us? Who's going to feel like Chiefs is competition? So that's why it's difficult for us to have the games that we have. I feel like it's we must say thank you to Jessica for at least getting us games, but it just shows that we are not enticing enough for any other team. Teams are not interested in playing us anymore. And then your second point with the youngsters, I'm very disappointed with Ntseki because it shows that he wasn't watching our team last season. If I can ask any Chiefs fan, who were the standout players last year? It's all the youngsters. There was no senior player who was outstanding. All our youngsters were outstanding last year. They were the ones raising their hands. Why do you want to take someone who's shown that I'm ready to play and then put them on the bench and put a player that is not even performing better than them, and then you put them? I hear people, I'm even saying Castillo's a good signing, but we have Zwane. Give that boy a chance. Why do you want to put him in the dark? So that's the thing that saddens me, is that the players that were really showing their hands are the youngsters, but now they're going to be put on the bench, and then you're expecting them to come and make magic at that. No, give them a chance. Nabobo, Cassius Mailula was starting nearly every game of Sundowns, and Sundowns is a big team. Whether it was in the CAF, whether it was in the league, that boy was starting. We could do that with Mduduzi. We can do that with Zwane. We can do that with Bryce Vuma. I don't know who was, I think it's AJ Ndlela was saying, put Bryce Vuma. Vele Vuma was supposed to be the one. He's a senior player by now. He's not a youngster anymore. He's a senior player. So that's the sad thing about Chiefs is that our MTC teams from 14, 15, 16, if you watch their updates, they are always winning against teams. They are always winning, but we're not giving them a chance. You call that boy one Dumba and you're saying come, and then you don't put him, you put Saile. What are you saying to Dumba? You know, we've lost a lot of. As Fumba is now starting to play very well at Cape Town, and he'll score against us when we play them again. He'll just definitely score. We didn't even give him a chance. That's the thing that saddens me, Chiefs. We build such very promising youngsters, and then we sell them off. We don't even see what they do. And Ntseki is just, Ntseki, man. I don't know if it's too early to say Ntseki must go, but Ntseki must go. Like, Ntseki must go. He must go. Because if people don't see it now, this man is going to run us to, he's going to run us to the bottom. I would have preferred Zwane to stay, and then let's see what he does with the players that he has, and then give him the chance to sign the players he wants. Because I guarantee if Zwane was signing, I don't think he would have signed Potan. I don't think even Modi would have been signed. I don't even think Castillo would have been signed. Even Simang and Tikaklo. People, if you look at that guy, you looked at that match Saturday, Simang and that Botswana defender, they are the same player. Same player. Why are you signing two of the same thing when you have about defender of the season and you still have an array of good players to play? So my thing is Chiefs has the players. Let's not act like Chiefs doesn't have. Chiefs have a great crop of players. The sad part is that we need to fix here and here, but we can't. We don't know how to. We don't know how to identify talent, because if we still can't get free agents we can't get free agents like Kapinga, and we can't get free agents like Ujali to want to come to play for us, then we must look at ourselves in the mirror and say, am I still the charmer? Am I still the out in the charmer bantwana like I used to? Because for me, Chiefs has lost that thing, and for us Chiefs fans to not see Guti, our team is not where it was like 4 or 5 years ago. It saddens me because we can't get sponsors, we can't get teams to play for us, we can't get players. What can we get? What are we getting?
Okay, no. I hear you, Senzo. Let me bring in Maronza. Same two questions for you. Hi man, siyanibona nina niyahamba niya Spain. You've had a longish preseason. You've played quote-unquote better opposition. It seems as though Jose already. Why is Chiefs so behind when it comes to you guys? 2 weeks before the season, we still don't know what our style of play is. We still don't know all those things. Why are we behind in that sense? And then number two, isn't this man the season where Abo Shabalala, Abo Zwane were meant to kick on, but we're seeing now Chiefs is gonna find these guys and bring them in, these older guys, and hide them, man. Why aren't they getting their chance now?
All right, man. Why are you behind? I feel we have to understand, when you prepare for a preseason, right? You prepare the preseason within the last 5 games, actually.
Okay.
You understand me? Last 5 games already you see Chiefs was struggling last season. Already it was there. It was written on the wall. They are struggling. Right? You should now, within last 5 games, you should know who to bring. What is the problem? And now what is the solutions? You understand me? Who to bring in the team to make the difference, right? And then Chiefs supposed to, last season already, they're supposed to have their own targets, you know. Before players sign and all those things, they're supposed to be starting talking with players and all that, preparing the team for the next season. You understand me? That is the thing, that the mistake that they're doing, because they start late. Supporters sign in the Facebook first. Our wish is this, right? Our wish and all those things. But what is the wish of the team? You understand me? The team doesn't. Are they ambitious like the supporters? If the answer is no, then there's something wrong. You understand me? Because Chiefs themselves supposed to be within the last 5 games prepare themselves for the next season. So now they came back. They knew very well that they were struggling.
Yeah.
Where's the coach? They knew very well that Atazwani was being measles in Northwest. That was a red flag. Start negotiating with coaches immediately after that, and then see what was the way forward. You understand me? But I feel Chiefs is becoming an ordinary team. Reason being, the way they are signing players. I'm still stuck to that. We have to go and take players out of their contracts. Cape Town City, Mayo, when he signed that contract, that 4 years or 5 years contract, it was because they didn't want to let him go. They wanted to use him in the space of money and all that. Yeah. Chiefs, if they really needed Mayo, they're supposed to sign him. Simple as that. Whether he's in contract of 5 years, 10 years, whatever, if they really needed him, they're supposed to. I feel like Chiefs now they're becoming ordinary player. Look, in all the players that they signed, who's not a free agent? Who's not a free agent?
All of them are free agents. Let me think. Yeah, all of them are free agents.
All of them. You understand me? There's no single player that they took out from a contract to say, come to us, pre-season or pre-contract. There's no single player that signed a pre-contract unless I think it's Mosimane. That was
and the talk way. Yeah, I think the talk way.
I think those were the two, but they were free agent already after 6 months. So I'm saying, where's that Chiefs that we know that was so ambitious, who doesn't even shy away to say we don't want that player? Now everybody can play for Chiefs. Reason being, everybody wants to wear that jersey, not because of there's pressure or what. There's no pressure anymore. They want there to just say, I played for Chiefs. Simple as that. So most of them, they are not the quality that Chiefs is needing at the present moment. Chiefs need somebody who has character, somebody who has experience, somebody who's going to bring that spark back and all that. They need players, special players. They don't have special players as we speak. One last thing. In the terms of young guys, now there's a contradiction now within the two coaches.
Okay.
Atazwani believes in the young players. The old man came in now. He believes in older players. Now there's a contradiction now. I saw them as coaches. Now I don't understand what is going to happen, because now there's going to be a boardroom debate whereby they will say play. And then remember, most of the young guys who are played by Atazwani, which were young, they are from the MDC, which Atazwani was playing at MDC. He brought them in. The Bavuma was in MDC when he was promoted with Matombo. Who's this guy from Amazulu now? He was playing yesterday. I remember. Yeah, so few of them, they were Dengezani and all that were promoted by Atazwani from the MDC. You understand me? The very same Shabalala was promoted by Atazwani. So most of them, the very same Mdantsane was playing for Chiefs. He went, come back. All of them, most of them, they're other players from the MDC side coming to the senior team. So he believed in them, but now. Is Ntseki going to believe in them? That's the question. If it's not, then it is our last time to see Abu Shabalala. It's our last time to see Abu Zwani. It's our last time to see Abu Mashian. This is our last time. Reason being, I'm saying, if you still believe in somebody who's a left back, but if he play the old left back, I don't know what's going to happen. So. I think they need to change, man.
Hey, guys, I'm going to move on to the next topic. We've done this for an hour because at least let's speak about something positive. My closing statement for this one is that we can't judge a lot, but the issue is we're 2 weeks before the season and these guys look completely not match fit. They don't look like they're gelling or clicking. So as one of the panelists said, is Chiefs' preseason going to be the first X amount of games in the season? And I think also you need to take things seriously. I said before that if you want to be the best, you don't show me by talking. You show me by your actions, right? So you see Sundowns and them going for better players. You see them going for better preseasons. You see them getting better coaches. Now we'll see what Roland is going to do, but you see those things, right? Pirates went out, won their 2 trophies, reinforced the team, off to Spain. They're playing in Spain. They're doing whatever. Now, it's not necessarily to say that that's all going to count towards them performing better within the season. But it's the movements that show you that we want to be the best. I don't want to hear Ntseki telling me that my team is going to be a Champions League team or we want to aim for the Champions League. I don't want to hear them saying those things. Abo Kaizer Junior, Abo Pobi. You have to see it. So as long as we still have questions for everything, questions about signings, questions about preseason, questions about this, questions about that, it kind of shows you that there is a lack somewhere that we need to address, or Chiefs needs to address within that team. And we don't feel like it's adequately being addressed. You get what I mean? Especially now we played against Yanga. It's a big game for them, right? And it should be a big game for us, seeing as Yanga are Confed finalists, or Confed finalists, right? They played well. They're one of the top teams in Africa. Go there prepared, go there ready, or make sure that you're ready on time. But like I said, we're not going to know until the season starts. And 2 weeks out, we're still iffy right now. But guys, thank